When a blackout hits, everyone's afraid of the dark, of who or what might be lurking outside. But what if the real danger isn't out there at all? What if it's already in your house, silently ticking down on a tiny battery display? The power is only supposed to be out for 8 hours. For most people, that's just an inconvenience. But for some, it's a death sentence. When the lights go out, what's the first thing you do? You probably start digging around for candles or flashlights. Maybe you feel a little uneasy looking out at the dark, silent street. We worry about the obvious stuff, a break-in, tripping over the dog, or wondering how long till the Wi-Fi is back. But the most immediate, life-threatening dangers of a power outage often have nothing to do with the darkness. They're silent, they're invisible, and a lot of the time, they're dangers we've brought into our own homes without even knowing it. An 8-hour outage doesn't sound so bad. It's a workday, a night's sleep. But for a growing number of people, that short window is a countdown to disaster. And for others, simple mistakes made in the first few hours can turn a temporary hassle into a permanent tragedy. We're going to break down the 3 biggest silent killers that pop up when the grid goes down, and more importantly, how you can make sure your home stays a sanctuary, not a trap. For millions of people, that steady hum of electricity is literally the sound of life. It's what powers the machines that help them breathe, deliver their medicine, or keep their hearts beating right. Just to give you an idea, around 4.5 million people on Medicare alone depend on these devices. So when the power gets cut, it's not just an inconvenience, it's a direct threat to their life. Picture this. A guy in his late 60s is living at home. He has severe sleep apnea and needs a BiPAP machine to keep him breathing through the night. The power goes out at 10 p.m. No big deal, right? His machine just switches over to its internal battery. He's not worried. The box said the battery is good for about 8 hours. But here's what he doesn't realize, that up to 8 hours is a best-case scenario. The real-world battery life for devices like portable oxygen concentrators is often closer to just 3 or 4 hours, especially if you need a higher setting. As the hours tick by, the machine's steady rhythm is the only thing he can hear in the pitch-black room. Then, around 2 a.m., a new sound starts, a sharp, urgent beep. A small light flashes, low battery. Panic starts to creep in. He checks the indicator and it's draining way faster than he thought. His personal settings are using more juice than the baseline estimate. That 8-hour safety net is shrinking right before his eyes. And the machine he depends on is about to go silent. This is a terrifying reality for anyone using ventilators, oxygen concentrators, home dialysis, or infusion pumps. In fact, blackouts that last 8 hours or more are now considered medically relevant because they outlast the batteries in most of these critical machines. Studies even show that during long power outages, hospitalizations for things like respiratory failure spike, and it's a direct result of these device failures. So what's the solution? First, know your gear. You need to know the real battery life for your device at your specific settings, not just the marketing number on the box. Have fully charged backup batteries ready to go, enough to last longer than a typical outage in your area. Even better, register with your local utility company. A lot of them have programs to get power back on for customers with documented medical needs first. And finally, have a go plan. If the outage is going to last longer than your batteries, know where you can go. A friend's house, a family member's, a local emergency shelter. Don't wait until the battery is at 10%. By then, it's already too late. As the hours wear on and the temperature inside starts to drop, you get desperate for a little warmth. This is where the second silent killer makes its entrance, and it might be the most deceptive one of all. Carbon monoxide, or CO. Carbon monoxide poisoning is a leading cause of accidental death during power outages, and it all comes down to a few common and very deadly mistakes. Let's paint another picture. A family is trying to keep their 2 young kids warm. They decide to bring their portable generator into the attached garage, cracking the door for what they think is enough ventilation. In another house, someone wheels their charcoal grill into the living room to cook and get some heat. Seem like logical fixes, right? But what they don't know is that a single portable generator can produce hundreds times more carbon monoxide than a car's exhaust. It's a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas. That's what makes it so lethal. Within minutes of running a generator or a grill inside, carbon monoxide levels can become deadly. The early symptoms are tricky and often feel just like the flu: headache, nausea, dizziness, confusion. As you breathe it in, you can become disoriented. And if you're asleep, you might never wake up. Between 2011 and 2021, at least 770 people in the US died from carbon monoxide poisoning just from portable generators. The safety rules here are absolute and non-negotiable. Generators must only be run outdoors at least 20 to 25 feet away from your house, with the exhaust pointing away from any doors, windows, or vents. Never ever run one in a garage, basement, or crawl space, not even if the door is open wide. The same goes for charcoal or propane grills. They are for outdoor use only. And another deadly mistake is backfeeding power by plugging a generator directly into a wall outlet. It can send electricity back into the utility lines and kill a utility worker who's just trying to get your power back on. Your single most important defense against this killer is a carbon monoxide detector with a battery backup. You need them on every level of your home, especially near bedrooms. Test them every month. And if that alarm ever goes off, don't waste time trying to air out the house. Get everyone out immediately and call 911 from a safe distance. The third silent killer isn't a gas, and it doesn't have a battery. It's the food sitting in your refrigerator. As soon as the power goes out, your refrigerator turns into a ticking bomb of bacterial growth. This threat doesn't feel as dramatic as a failing medical device or an invisible poison, but it's a serious health risk that way too many people underestimate. Think about it. The power goes out and your first instinct is to save the cold. You yell at everyone, "Don't open the fridge," and that's exactly the right call. If you keep it shut, a refrigerator will keep food at a safe temperature below 40 degrees Fahrenheit for about 4 hours. A half-filled freezer will hold for about 24 hours, and a full freezer can make it 48 hours. But every single time that door opens, the clock speeds up. After just 4 hours above 40 degrees Fahrenheit, your refrigerated food has entered the danger zone. This is the temperature range where bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria can multiply like crazy. Eating food that's been in that zone for too long can lead to serious foodborne illness. And for young kids, the elderly, or anyone with a compromised immune system, food poisoning isn't just an upset stomach. It can be life-threatening. So after an 8-hour outage, a lot of the food in your fridge is already questionable. What do? The rule is simple. When in doubt, throw it out. You can't see, smell, or taste the bacteria that will make you sick. Items you have to toss after 4 hours above 40 degrees Fahrenheit include raw or leftover meat, poultry, and fish, milk, soft cheeses and yogurt, eggs, and cooked pasta or rice. The key here is being prepared. Keep a supply of non-perishable food that doesn't need to be cooked or refrigerated. We're talking canned goods, dried fruit, protein bars, and peanut butter. Stock up on bottled water for drinking and cleaning. You can also keep coolers and frozen gel packs on hand to move essential refrigerated items, like insulin or other medications. And a simple refrigerator thermometer is an incredibly valuable tool. If you open the door after the power comes back on and that thermometer reads above 40 degrees, you know it's time to start cleaning house. A failing medical device, an invisible poison, a contaminated food supply. These are the real, immediate dangers that show up in the first 8 hours of a blackout. Now, hearing all this might be a little unsettling, but this information isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you. Every one of these deadly scenarios is almost entirely preventable if you just have a plan and know what to look for. The darkness doesn't have to make your home a dangerous place. By understanding the real risks, you take the most important step towards keeping yourself and your family safe. The next time the lights flicker and go out, you'll think differently. You won't just be thinking about the dark, you'll be thinking about the countdowns. The countdown on the battery of a life-saving machine, the countdown until the air in your home is safe to breathe, and the countdown for the food in your fridge to be safe to eat. We've covered the silent killers: medical device failure, carbon monoxide poisoning, and foodborne illness. But more importantly, we've covered the solutions. Have a power backup plan for medical needs. Keep generators outside and use CO detectors.
and follow the 4-hour rule for your fridge. These are the things that separate a minor inconvenience from a major catastrophe. The most dangerous threats are always the ones you don't see coming. Now you see them. If you found this information valuable, please share it with people you care about. And to help you take that next step, be sure to watch our next video on how to build the ultimate 72-hour blackout survival kit. Remember, preparation is an act of responsibility. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to do it for yourself. Stay safe.